about it. No. Wait, what did I do? Hello? Can I just save without continue? Yeah. There we go. Cool. Fuck me. And then I got more 3 minutes. I can't believe this. Threw my runaway just for a fucking empty screen to tell me, oh, you need to restart your PC. Cool.
No, it's not all right. The old man fucked up. Settle down. We're not even sure what he did. Maybe this is the way it's supposed to work. She's not like an
20 little ladies turn into the right guy.
You're as much of an expert.
Coming to me, maybe. I love a low lie. Going on a heartache. He's a fucking weasel. Using me to mind it. Wanna make a deal.
Now, we follow protocol. Period. Hey, but I wasn't supposed to. I said calm down, Hammond. You know what deal with it here. Things like this are bound to happen in our lives.
He's away in the forest of pain. All alone. Just say, fuck the guy, took it went away. He's a player, diary again. They're trying to consensus and listen to Slayer. I would like to fight a Friday night, hanging on a mountain, trying on a Friday's night. So life just sucks. Lost the one, I've given up. She found someone, there's plenty more. It goes to such a drag.
Hey, look at me. Lift your head.
Fuck this place, I lost the war. I hate you war. Your mom's a whore. Where's my dog? This goes to such.
Just look at him. The guy's completely out of it. He doesn't even recognize me. Probably doesn't even know what the hell he's doing here.
I don't know what the fuck to do. I literally have no Joe Idol, true.
Paddington, we got what we wanted from him. It's just another average Joe now. It'll be an easy kill. I hope so. What? Hope has nothing to do with it, Fred. It's a fact. We got the stone, and we got Paddington. We're the ones in control here. Whatever happened in this room won't keep us from...
I mean, I've been listening to a lot of Blink-182 lately. I don't know why.
Up to the second act.
Never conquered, rarely came tomorrow. Hopes on better days. Days when I still felt alive. Couldn't wait to get outside the world. Once the time goes by, till it was over, I survive. And I can't wait till I get home. Pass the time in my room alone. I love Blink-182. I love their I love their fucking Anima of the State. I think Anima of the State is like one of those good albums. Huh. Anyways, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Let's make this as clear as possible.
I literally do not know what the fuck to do.
We got an understanding? Good. Now move.
Like literally in this fucking place right here is just nothing. You do nothing for 3 fucking minutes. Well, almost 4 minutes actually. What the fuck do I do? Look at my phone? No way.
You heard the man. We're on
Well,
a tight schedule.
to be fair though, I can look at my phone.
Sorry to tell
I could
but
fucking
you're
talk
not
to
taking
chat.
the elevator.
I don't know who's in chat at the moment anyways, but yeah. Or I can play guitar.
That's it. Go
To-
up the stairs now.
Only one person that all that hears me play the guitar probably yes.
Turn right. Guess you
Totally,
figured this
Robe.
out by now, but you're nowhere near as tough as they say. After all the shit we went through to hunt you down, I can't believe it's going down like this. What? Hold on.
Ah, my eyes.
hear
Sorry.
Wait a second. What the hell was that?
Look at that Fisher guy. He fucked himself over. Like I said, like, where's RS-25 when you need him, man? Like, if RS-25 was here... he'd be, like, pogging right now. Like, legitimately pogging. I swear to God, he would be legitimately pogging. But yeah, I don't know, like, who would really wanna... I haven't even, like, fucking, you know... Hold on. I haven't really, like, played my guitar in a while as well, so... It was a good thing that I actually got back to my guitar and just play my guitar for a bit. It's a good thing. Good way. Good way of, like, actually just using my guitar for some reason. Doing wait times on this fucking game.
What the hell's going on here? Anybody here? Hello?
Hello.
Help me! Anybody there?
I'm coming!
In the elevator!
I'm coming!
Anybody?
I'm coming!
What's going on?
I'm coming! Shut the fuck up, I'm coming!
Help me! Get me out!
I'm coming! Don't worry about it, I'm coming.
Please, mister. I'm begging you here. You have to help us. He's in there hurt, and I can't get him out. I don't want to lose him. They're coming for me, I know it, and I don't want to die alone.
Okay. The only thing I could say is okay.
What are you running on about? We'll be fine. Now tell me, baby, where is everyone?
You hear that? I can feel them. They're back. Just know it. They've come for us. Me. Anyone that's left. Everywhere. All around us.
He's coming, they're coming.
They're coming.
There we go.
Coming now.
There we go.
And catch us.
There we go, there's the line. He's coming, they're coming now. Don't know who's coming, but they're coming. Like, a lot of people are just coming right now.
Don't let yourself drown in it, baby. Anna! Anna, are you there?
They're coming. They're just coming. Whoever they are, they're just coming.
Thank God you finally
Right?
got your ass here.
They're just coming.
I'm hurt and I can't.
I swear to God.
And what's the deal with this building? Anna! Anna!
Anna.
Anna, can you hear me? Hurry! She needs help. And then I suggest we all get out of here.
What the fuck, really? Please? Carnby, thank you.
Thought I was gonna roast you. That fire will be. Only way out is through that hallway. There's an exit to the right. Make it quick though. The place is spreading fast.
What's the use? It's gonna find us no matter what we do.
Stop that. No one's going to find us. You're overreacting. Grab a hold of yourself. I can't deal with you this way right now.
But I saw it running on the walls. It's all around the office.
My office. I just finished paying off the loan a month ago. My insurance company will take years to cut a new check for all the damage.
I tell you something, Joe. Patients in your waiting room, and all you can think about is your damn money.
Money is good.
Hey, ass.
You need to
The
learn to
type
shut
A
up.
ass.
Sick and tired of your insane bullshit.
Type A ass. I still don't understand what the fuck a type A ass is. I guess a type A ass is a type A ass, that's for sure. Well, at least I'm doing much better in this part of the game. Like, I'm legitimately doing much better at this part of the game for some reason. Which is a good thing, which is actually a good thing. I mean, with all the fucking bugs and the glitches and the shitty ass fuck ups in the game. Yep. Hey Danny, hope you're doing well.
Hey you! Hello? Over here! Hurry it, will you?
How are you doing,
Oh, that
Danny?
place is on fire! I need help! Oh my god!
You too? Yeah.
Just don't look the fuck down.
What? Thank you. You're gonna hear a chick whining right now.
No! Leave me here! Please don't leave me!
I wake up recently. That's good. That's good to know. Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, you! I'm over here! You okay? Gonna go check and see if there's anyone else to find. Be back ASAP.
Oh my god, I finally
Y'all
can
need to
see.
bolt out of here before the building falls on top
Bye,
of our
dude.
heads.
Bye, dude.
Hello?
No one gives a fuck about you.
You there? Why did you stop? What's going on? Oh, thank you.
Alright, cool. I'm doing a bit better. I'm doing a bit better.
Oh, you, thank you.
Still do not like this bitch, but sure.
It's
Doing a little bit
funny,
better.
The man that saved my life. And your name?
I don't know.
Oh, come on, you don't have to be shy. I will tell.
I'm serious. It sounds stupid, but the truth is, I don't know who I am or what happened to me. It feels like I just stepped into a nightmare. I can't remember a thing prior to this night.
Cause after all, you're my.
God. That's funny.
Yo,
One of my
say
ancestors-
baby, you gotta be the one that saved me.
Not that you care. Well, not like we got all night to chat or anything. Hey, I'm
NFT all.
out of this elevator.
Hey
I
troll,
wouldn't do that if I were you.
it's been a while. Hope you're doing well, by the way.
Fishers. What fishers?
Yeah, troll, it's been a while, by the way. Hope you're doing well. He's been kicking your ass. I mean, uni. I mean, you're starting uni anyways, which is a good thing.
I think I'm okay.
I mean, you're doing uni.
Hope
You're
so,
you're like
anyway.
fucking, I don't
How
know.
about you?
Jesus Christ.
Quiet.
Holy shit, I have known you for 7, 8 years? Like, holy fuck. It's been a long time. Glad you have a degree. I have a degree of, sucking ass. That's what my degree is, just sucking ass.
No. This can't be happening.
Suck dick? Yeah.
These
2016
people are
anything?
dead.
It's a fucking long
Why aren't
time.
there any rescue teams here?
Legitimately long
Cops or
time. Suck dick,
something?
you buy. True.
What are they waiting for?
I'm not that bi.
Think about it.
Got a fake ass baby 2-year degree.
There.
I got a degree in burns. They call it second degree burn. Haha. What the fuck? Are you serious? Every time. Like, I don't understand what the fuck is going on with this part. I'm getting beat up.
It's a good thing
Alright, cool.
you brought someone along. She might turn out to be useful. Keep her close to you and protect her. He's a good man, you know.
I'm
Aim.
sure he is.
They want you to press 3. Oh, here's a question. Do you guys think that IQ tests are a good example of knowing how smart you are? Oh, knowing how dumb you are? No? Because some people like do not have degrees or do not go for scholarships, or it's like they drop out of school. But they are legitimately smart ass people as well. Like some. I'm not saying all, some. Oh fuck me, why did I do that? To be at 60, I don't know. 2-year degree. Ooh. Yeah, I'm great. I'm glad to hear that uni is going well for you, Troll. Hope you're doing well. I'm okay. I'm doing all right. The thing is that I haven't talked to like anyone for a while. Not even like the people that you also know of. It's been a while since I've actually talked to them, to say the least. I'm hoping to actually get together with them again somehow sooner or later, like some kind of meetup. We'll see. I don't know.
Now that you're back, everything will work out. You'll find a way to bring the madness to an end, just like you did once before.
What the fuck? Is this guy fucking indestructible or something? I just knocked into a fucking guy right there.
You ever been behind a wheel or what?
Oh yeah, I have been. I'm fucking driving, you dumb fuck.
No, not there. Watch it.
This is the same woman that says she doesn't have a fucking license at all and just complains to like other people and then says like, oh, do you want me to drive instead? Sure. I would like a woman to drive. A woman without a license to drive. Thanks.
Easy there, Andretti. We got a hurt man here.
To be fair, you don't have a license either. I mean, I feel that I have. I'm pretty sure that Carnby has a license.
Watch out!
Oh god. Oh god.
Picking up. It's on our ass.
Oh god. I don't like what the fuck is happening with that fucking car now. Like the car keeps drifting towards me now, which is kind of weird in the sense of like, why the fuck is it gonna be drifting towards me now?
Easy there, Andretti. We got a hurt man here.
Or you're talking about me, like
You're gonna kill us.
does his job really well to fuck me up? Yeah, sure.
Watch out!
I mean, it's been a long time since like anyone has ever talked to anyone.
Nice way to talk.
Like the last person that I talked to was like legitimately Bonnie,
Watch out for chunks of rock coming
like
off those buildings.
a week or two ago. That's the thing.
To land, but
Like that's how long it has been since like most of us have been talking to each other. Like legit. So you're not the only one. How's your break from streaming? I actually took a lot of the time to actually watch Counter-Strike instead of like legitimately working for myself, I would say.
Considering what you went through, there's no reason you can't do so again.
CS2 pretty fun. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's gonna be coming back to CS2 though. You know, from the social circle, I would say. Like I don't know if anyone's gonna be coming back to CS2, but I will be playing CS2 for sure because I still play a fucking,
Take a
you know,
look around. Nothing makes any sense tonight.
I guess not.
I still play CS. I don't know about the others. Oh, maybe I changed my PC up. Alright.
It's not like I'm looking to piss
Yeah,
up a party here.
that's cool.
But you
cool,
are
that's
losing
cool.
a shitload of blood. You need
It's
to
good
treat it
shit
before you
anyways,
go
good
off and
shit.
play hide and seek with that dead friend of yours. If you don't take care of that cut now, you are going to die. Here, this is my card. My phone number's on it. Find a phone and call me as soon as you've reached 911. This way we can find ourselves. And thanks again for saving me back there. I won't let you down. I swear.
Better Streets of Medicine? Yeah.
We're sorry. All lines are busy.
Honestly, I think for medicine, the only thing that I think we should actually try to do is just to get fucking sub 40.
Let's keep it simple.
Like, that's the only thing that I
I'm stuck in
really
the
would
park.
want to actually
I'm wounded pretty bad.
do, which is
It's
sub
my arm.
40.
I can't lift it, and it's bleeding heavily.
I got it, sir. Now, I do need you to stay as calm as possible. Your call has been transferred to an ambulance unit.
Like, be happy to everyone. Yeah, a lot of stuff happened.
Can't get to you right now.
Like, even my own fucking stuff that happened like a while ago, and I was super fucking depressed about it.
It's the top of my right
But
arm.
whatever.
It's cut pretty
It is
deep,
what it is.
Sliced like an orange and bleeding like hell. The cut is a few inches wide.
The best thing for you to do is find a public restroom. There should be an emergency.
Seen 2 days ago, my
restroom
friends
in
were
there
seeing going
somewhere.
well,
You
graphical
register that?
problems.
A what? A restroom?
Trust me. Find a restroom. I have your number and I'll call
Alright,
you
we're gonna
back in
find a
few minutes
restroom
to
right
check on
now.
you. Talk later.
I really do want to go back to medicine again, but the problem is, like, if I want to go back to medicine, I really just have a feeling of, like, not unsure. Like, I'm very unsure of whether or not I really want to go back to medicine. Right, there we go. Because, one, I don't want to grind the game again just to get sub 40. Two, I've already gotten another PB, which was like a while ago on a fucking speedrun marathon, and I didn't realize that my luck was actually that good. I didn't even fucking de-rust at all for that game, because I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna let luck bring to the table, and I legitimately got fucking lucky. You can see me mess up a lot on like the start of the game, the end of the game. In the middle of it, I also kind of did mess up as well with me taking the key. Like, I legitimately messed up a lot. Oh, fuck. I legitimately just did mess up a lot for the run.
Hey, get it the fuck off me, man! Just get it the fuck off! Move it before this fucker does me in!
Let's stay still, ass wipe. I can't.
Gotta go for another good one.
Like some
Thanks.
crazy
Have a
bitch,
good one.
and I'm blowing
Have a good
down
night's
both
sleep.
your asses. Yeah, not so sweet now, are we, motherfucker?
It
Motherfucker.
fucking hurts! Tell you straight out! Now what the fuck is that shit? I don't give a fuck what you gotta do! Don't let that shit in here!
Player. Nailed it.
What the fuck? I went up to that guy, really? Oh. There we go.
Man. Take a look at you. You should be
Let's be about
16
RE7, 8.
standing there tough as shit looking at my wet eyes.
I mean, yeah, that's why I went to other games. I legitimately went to other games anyways.
We got better use
I got bored with
Come on,
fucking
that bitch, please!
Madison that I really wanted to speedrun other games anyways. Like,
I'm begging you.
I...
I'm gonna die here. Man, I'm losing all my
How do you say
blood,
this?
man.
I took the time to actually speedrun like other games as well. My only problem is that I'm fucking lazy to speedrun other games. I have a few games in mind that I really do want to speedrun, like Dead Beacon. Dead Beacon is one of them. Like, there's another game called Zoro, which is kind of weird.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, there's a lot of fucking games that I really do want to try to speedrun. The problem afterwards is that whether or not I would have time to do that. Nowadays, I do, yes, I have time, but I'm so fucking lazy that I just don't do them. The only thing that I do right now, like nowadays, is just to play CS, because, you know, CS is around the corner, and I want to play CS2 as soon as possible. Because I don't know if CS2 is gonna be around Yet.
and make the tightest
I really want
bandage
CS2 to be around, you know.
pain relievers. We've got so many wounded people to deal with, I can't get to you right now. I'm sending you a first aid notice by SMS to your phone in case you need any more medical advice.
He's gotta be near the 59th entrance. I just left him there.
Hey, we'll look for your wounded friend later when I'm finished with this one. Now please, let me do my job. Okay, listen up. Any treatment you
Too
do is
easy.
temporary.
I mean,
You need to get
did
professional
you
help, and
get a
fast.
good
Otherwise,
rank?
The wound will get worse. Do you have any idea where you are?
Not a
What's
clue.
your rank on CSGO then?
Okay, now there's a construction site near the nature sanctuary. Try and find it. We should be there in about 20 minutes. Think you can do that?
I can't hear you.
I never did get your name.
Sorry there, Doc. On top of everything else, I forgot to mention I have amnesia.
Amnesia, great. I finally found someone who's having a worse day than...
Amnesia? Wait, give me that
Amnesia.
Hey, let go of my
Oh yeah, we're gonna
Hey,
fucking
Sarah,
mute this
is
chick.
that you? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, and then just mute her. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, woman. Literally just, yep, shut up. Shoot her? I can't even shoot her. I think CS in a way, I think people would think it's easy, but I think it's hard to even master. Like, I legitimately think that, like, if people say that, oh, it's easy enough to actually, like, shoot people in the head, yeah, sure. The only thing that afterwards it matters is that if there's someone who's actually better than you, what are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna do with it afterwards? Are you just gonna cry about it, or are you just gonna see whether or not you could actually, like, counter? Main tip is to stand still before you shoot. I mean, standing still is still an okay thing to do. Like, honestly. Like, if you were to stand still, it helps you with your aim. Like, it legitimately just helps you with your aim. Because there's a lot of things that goes on with that game, like spray patterns and whatnot. So, yeah. God, my eyes, my eyes, my eyes. Legitimately in my eyes right here, man. Cause I totally need to fucking see right here. It's not like Valorant, but Valorant is super weird with superpowers and all that. I feel like the abilities for, like, Valorant is quite weird in a way. I just don't like it at all. I don't know why. Like, I think I'm more alright with... What the fuck? I'm more alright with... Oh yeah, he got dragged out. Rip to that dude. Literally just ripped to that dude, man. Elbert Bozo, honestly. It fucking died. I go down. But yeah, Valorant for me is like, yeah, I can play Valorant.
Hey, finally.
My problem afterwards is just, you know,
Okay? Where the hell are you?
I guess the abilities in the game is just, it's not my forte. I don't think I would like the abilities.
We'll be there with the boys in 20 minutes. Be safe. Alright.
And I feel like, I think everyone knows how to headshot properly, or like the spray pattern for that game is like way too,
Gotta be real careful here.
it's not like CS, I would say. I've just stuck with CS a lot more than, you know, Valorant. I think CS is still, like, part of my life, part of my game, rather than Valorant. I would really want to go back to Valorant again because, you know, I do want to actually play with friends to play Valorant with them, but, like, I have no friends to play Valorant with. Whereas I got a lot of friends to actually play Counter-Strike with. Especially for okay, especially for the part where, here's the thing. Valorant only have region, I would say. Like, they have like the region stuff, or whatever they're calling it. It's region ping, I would say. I don't know what's it called, but like more or less, like if you're not in like a place like South America, North America, EU East, EU West, then yeah, you're gonna have a problem with your ping. And if you're not in that region, I don't think it's possible for you to actually play in that region at all. Like, legit. So, like, if you were to play, like, in Asia, I don't think you could actually play in Asia. Because, you know, they have this whole region issue. And I really want to play with other people from, like, different countries. But then, again, like, I had to get a VPN just to play with them. And it's either I have the worst ping or they have the worst ping. I think there's one person in my Twitch team that really wants to play Valorant with me, but I mean, I haven't played Valorant for like 2 years now. Is it 2 years now? I don't even know. The last time I played Valorant was when the whatever map came out. I don't remember what map came out, but it was some map that came out. Fracture, I think. That game has more than one map? Yeah, that's fucking insane, right? I mean, they have a map where it's like fucking 3 bomb sites. Updates of the last one year. I mean, their updates is just, I don't know, like heroes and whatnots. Which is like, I guess. But then again, like I said, like I don't even know. I'm not really interested into fucking Valorant nowadays. Unless it's someone like really wants me to play Valorant with them, and then they want to change their ping to like my region, I guess. Then sure. Otherwise, like I don't think I have anyone to actually play Valorant with. And then like CS:GO is very global. As the title says, global offensive. Haha. We're all offensive in global. It's like everywhere. It's legitimately the whole fucking world that you can actually get this game or play this game with. You know.
Come on, they're hungry and you have food.
Globally offended, yes.
Sonny, you okay? Are you there? Hang on. Vinny, help me! Sonny, are you there, pal?
I might heal up soon. So I really do need to heal up. I'm gonna heal up around here. Can I heal up here? Oh, I don't have a heal. Oh no. Okay, whatever. Oh, I had to rely on like me trying to survive right now. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm legitimately gonna die. Whatever, I'll die. Why must the door fucking open up when I'm about to die? Also, yeah, I didn't really take the other health kit because, you know, I legitimately thought that I have a lot of health going into this area, but, you know. Actually, where's the health in this place? Is there actually a health box in this place? I don't think so. Whatever. If there's no health box in this place, then whatever. I don't really give a fuck.
Danny, help me!
Sonny, hang in there, pal.
But yeah, my game is mostly like Counter-Strike. Because I love Counter-Strike. Nothing can take away, like, nothing can take Counter-Strike away from me. Like, legit. Oh no. Where's my fucking... Oh god. Oh god, hello. Oh no. Come on, the ambulance, please, thank you. Jesus Christ. Can't believe the ambulance came so fucking late.
Holy Christ! You got a gun? Kill them! Kill them all, now!
Watch the road, damn it! You're gonna get us killed!
Doing my best, lady.
Good God! Go faster! Go faster!
I don't even know if I get full health from here.
Get rid of them! Do it now!
Faster, faster! Speed it up, damn it! We've got to slow them up. Throw out anything you can lay your hands on.
I get bullets? Cool.
We've got to kill her.
Last time I was
Only way to
interested
stop
in
them.
the Blair Witch one. The Blair Witch one. What do you mean? The 27th, whatever the fucking game is. Hold on. Wow, holy shit. Yeah, the one that I know is the 2017 one. Or is it 2018? I don't even know.
Don't worry about the road. I'll take care of it.
Shit, that was first class brilliant. Fuck, the windshield! There's something on the fucking window! Get it off! Get off the windshield! Get off now! I can't see jack shit!
You gotta see that shit!
My brakes are jammed! I can't slow this fucker down! You gotta get that shit off my truck! And hurry the fuck up!
Okay. No? Really? Okay. Just rely on fucking this thing then. He's getting close to me like a lot of times right now. What the fuck? Now can I get the ammo? Yeah. Those are women. I mean, it is. I mean, they call it a she/her. Like, these people actually call the fucking monster she/her. Like, the pronouns are actually just she/her. Literally, if you call fucking monster she/her, that yeah. No! Okay, we have to watch this, I guess.
You people believe this shit?
Joe's a she/her. Well, I'm not a she/her until I change
Hey,
to whatever
everybody
the
okay?
fucking
I'm fine.
whatever the motto is, I would say.
What about you?
Yeah, I guess I'm okay. That was way too close.
All right. Good. The results are in. So, let me take a look.
What does it say?
That's weird. That's impossible. That's impossible.
What?
Look at the picture.
Look at that!
Oh my god.
Edward Carter,
Missing.
born in New Orleans, 1897. Famous for solving the suicide case of Jeremy Hartwood at Derketo Manor in 1924. He was last seen in New York in 1930. He apparently disappeared under rather strange circumstances and vanished from the face.
Missing. GG's
Scars on the
gone.
triangular birthmark on upper
But
left
now it's
hip.
back. Poggers, I would say. Poggers? Poggers in the chat. Poggers? All of a sudden, is this Poggers?
Holy
He's back.
shit. You can't have been missing for the past 75 years. You cannot be over 100 years old.
Poggers? He's 100 years old. Poggers?
369, this is Command Center. We've got a situation here. Call center is over.
Hope your nap is, hope your nap went well.
Seems to be some sort of crack surrounding the area.
I really don't know what to say. There's got to be a mistake. For whatever they're worth, I'm sending you the files on your cell phone, so that way you
Oops.
can check them out.
What the fuck?
What
There
do
we go.
do now?
I'm not sure.
Could have been longer.
Boss, we should get going.
You know what? We'll stick to the plan. Find this room 943. It might have the answers to what you're looking for.
Yeah, well, I don't see what else we could do anyways.
If you're not coming with us, I'll have to ask you to leave. We've got other people.
You get
to
the
meet our
fuck
house.
out of my van,
be
dumb
alright?
Don't
fuck.
worry, we'll be fine.
Get on my
Everything,
van,
guys.
dumb fuck.
Be safe, the both of you.
No, thank you for saving us back there. Okay, you have my number inside your PDA. Call me if you need anything. I'll come and help you. Once again, don't trouble yourself with those stupid results. It's probably just a big mistake.
Probably just a big mistake. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. A big mistake that you're actually fucking 100 years old. You can't be over 100 years old. Well, truth be told, he can.
Hey, wait for
And
me.
he can be daddy as
Before
fuck.
we go any further, I want you to know that those files mean nothing to me. You saved my life, Edward. No matter what you did before tonight, I won't let you down. I promise. Can't believe how calm it is. Listen, there's not a sound. You think they're all dead? Hold it a minute. Use that tow truck over there. I don't like this. I wonder what's going on outside the park. Do you think the same thing is happening in the rest of the country? Or the world?
Cope, man. Copium, bro. Yo, is this happening in the entire United States or the world? Oh
Maybe
my
we'll
god,
be
bro.
for hours. Perfect. I really didn't feel like running around with high heels. Let's go.
Yeah, copium, man. Yeah, it's happening in the world, surely. Oh, I got bad RNG.
Keep your eyes on the fucking road.
Well, when I'm trying to drive here. Oh. I'm actually failing at driving right now, sorry.
Come on. Knock it off. You're gonna get us killed.
You want to drive this time?
Well, truth be told, I don't have a driver's license.
Are you serious?
I don't have a driver's license. Cool, right? Cool, right? Doesn't have a driver's license.
Fucking amazing.
Oh shit, the fish is back. Hey, Smith and all. I mean, Carmi probably has a fucking driver's license in like the 19 fucking 10s or some shit like that, you know? He's cool, man. Probably. Hope you're doing well, Schmidnall. Are you serious? Pick this up, please. Thank you.
I think we were safer outside. I really don't like
Oh, don't
this.
hit me,
None of
please.
us
Don't hit me. No. Ow. Cope. What? Hello, lighter. Lighter! Lighter! Hello, the lighter! Thank you. Jesus fucking Christ. It's like, how the fuck am I... how? Okay, Jesus Christ. Now I get fire. God, dude, just stop. Like, legit, stop.
How in the hell are we gonna find room 943? Holy fucking shit. You're still alive. I can't believe it. You're still alive. Shut up.
What the fuck?
Nervous does.
Are you serious right now? Fucking punched the fuck out of me. Oh, that sucks. And now I can't jump. So I really need to heal up then. It's gonna take a while because I need to heal up. Oh, really? Wait, but I don't have... Oh no, but I don't have fucking... Do I really have any...
Think there's any chance we can save those poor people?
Maybe.
They're dead. Only way out is through here.
What? Are you serious? There's no way I'm going through this.
What?
Please, don't insist. I'd rather stay alone than come through this shit with you. Honest, we have our phone numbers. We can call each other, and that's that. I don't want to do it. Just call me once you found room 943.
I'm back from sleep.
Call
Didn't
me
know you
a
play
fraidy cat, but
guitar.
I'm just gonna dig a
I play
hole and
guitar.
hide in it while you do this. Okay? Please? Don't force me to
I
follow
hope you had a
I-
good sleep.
You wish.
But yeah, I play guitar.
Of course I will.
I've been playing guitar since... Actually, for 10 years now. Holy fuck. Or is it 10... No, it's not really 10 years. I think it's for, like, a long time now, actually. Surprisingly enough, a long time now. Where is my... Like, I don't think I have... Oh, I do. Okay, cool. I didn't realize I do have a little bit of... that thing. Because I do need this. And I don't think I could actually jump. Right? Can I jump? I don't even know. I really do need to heal up though. So I could actually jump. The weird thing on this fucking part is that, like, there's nothing that could stop me. For some reason. Okay. Bring out my gun. Okay, bring this out. I'll take that out. Take this one. So, okay, so now as long as I can actually do the, whatever it is quickly, I think I would be alright. The maze. The laser
This
maze
is where
part.
everybody went.
Oh god.
Hey, you!
Ugh.
Get over here! What are you doing walking around here like some
I hate this
fool? You
part.
wanna go
This
get
part
yourself killed?
sucked
Is that the
ass.
plan?
But whatever.
Died so fast. Bang! Just like that. You best find yourself someplace to hide.
I have no time for that. I'm looking for something.
Like what?
Room 943.
Room 943? Why the hell are you looking for that? Nobody ever goes down in that shithole.
Someone told me to go there.
Who? Mr. Paddington?
Yeah. How would you know?
Practically the only one that ever visits.
How would you know, Copium?
Worked 15 years for it. Brilliant man. Could have had such a big career if he hadn't chosen to stay head curator of this dusty museum.
What is in that room?
Not a clue. Should have asked Mr. Paddington. It's almost like it became his second office these last years. Working with his assistant. God knows I'm not wasting my spare time visiting my work project. You shouldn't stay there in the open.
Tell me, how do I get to the room?
You can't. It's closed to the public.
Listen, I'm not the public.
Thing is, you can't access it from where you are. This is the only door that leads there. So you're gonna have to come on my side of the gate first. Go down one level and through an underground tunnel. Use the forklift, it'll go faster. Everything is controlled around here, so you better hope that I'm still around when you come back this way. Good luck to you.
Okay, at least I need to not fuck up on shit right now. If I fuck up on shit, that would be bad. Hopefully I don't fuck up on shit. I need the gun. I think I need the gun for now, right? Maybe I need the gun later. Oh, fuck me. Went backwards all of a sudden. Oh, fuck. Go in! Can I not go in? Am I not certified enough to go in? Oh, to put it in? Am I not certified enough to... Oh, maybe because it's not low enough. That's why. Whoops! I'm not certified. I'm not a certified forklifter. A forklift driver. Forgot that it's not that low enough. Put it high. Not certified. How you doing, Sublime Mime? Hope you're doing well. I need my license. I don't have the license. Put your hands. I really just need to get a license, man. Copium. What? Oh my god! No way! No way! How did that speed hit me? No way that speed even hit me. I was like, holy fuck, that speed of the forklift actually could get me killed. That's insane. It's not even Asian driving, man. It's the fucking, I don't even know. Also, you speed up. You don't really... Like, you speed up in this part of the game anyways. Like, here, you speed up. But the thing about here, as in, like, if you're speeding up from here, right? Is that there are these, like, little fucking... weird fucking poles that will stick out as well. So like if you actually drive like super fucking fast, you're gonna be fucked up. Like at this part right here. So I need to like stay at this corner right here in order for me to like slow down. What the fuck, really? Now I actually slowed the fuck down. Copium. How am I not driving that fast? Come on, drive fast. Drive faster. Oh, horse would drive. I don't drive like this. Do I really drive like this? I don't drive like this. Or is there so much shit fire down here? Cause fuck if I know. Like legitimately fuck if I know. This game's all about why, and why? And then the other, how? That's all I could say. Like, how is this thing right here? Oh, what the fuck is that thing? Can I get in at least? Like, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Oh. Get out of the way, bro! Why are you just standing there, my dude? My dude's just standing there like fucking what? Alright, this is the maze part. Wire. No wire. No wire. Wire. Does this have the wire? No wire. Does this have the wire? Does that have the wire? Does this have the wire? No wire. 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 I'm guessing there's no wire on here. Oh god. The double wire. I can see the wire from here, right? Yeah, I can see the wire from here. I see the wire from here. Is this a on-off wire? This is not an on-off wire. Hold on. What? So do I go here? I go here then. Okay. So does this one have the wire then? So I should say laser, not wire, but like whatever. Yeah, I should be saying laser, not wire. I just have it in my mind as this fucking laser and wire together. I don't know why. Are you serious? This one at the wire? I mean, ah! I saw it. Ah! I saw it when I walked right into it. I walked right into it and I saw it immediately. I was like, uh-oh. Yeah, this thing is. Yep. This thing's a fluke. Is it, what? How is this not a fluke? Wait, what? It just turn on and off? Yeah, does it just turn on and off? What the fuck? I don't even know. I'm gonna be here for a while. Cause this thing sucks ass. Yep. Holy shit, this thing sucks ass. Oh my god, dude, holy shit. Thank god. Thank god I'm out of there. Give me, oh wait, oh, do I really have a lot of them? I didn't realize. Okay. Why did have bombers pins in the middle? I don't even know. I mean it's because of fucking Carnby. Carnby's just fucking whatever it is. It's happening. What the fuck am I getting hit from? Hit by? Nothing's hitting me. The fuck? What the fuck? I'm very confused right now. Ow! Jesus Christ, wait, hold on. What the fuck? Hello? Okay, you're dead. Hold on. I need to get this one real quick. 'Cause you're dead. Where is the other one? Is there any one more? I know there's one more. Oh my god, you're far away. No wonder. Ugh. Yikes.
It's you. God, am I happy I found you.
What's this? You were searching from inside a closet?
I never should have left.
What's this? You're searching from inside a closet? What? Your closet free now?
Oh no.
What kind of closet are
I
you?
think he's dead. They were everywhere, all around. I don't know how I even made it out.
Oh shit, I forgot about this part.
Do it now! Make it happen now!
What the fuck? I don't want to pick this up. I just want to pick these up. Yeah, cool.
Through that door!
You okay?
Well, here I am shooting the breeze with someone who chops off hands to open electronic doors in the middle of Armageddon. So I guess you could say I'm all right. Hope that guy will be all right.
Yeah.
Hope that guy will be alright. He's fucking dead, bro. And you cut off his fucking hand.
Clear a path.
Sure. But just so you know, from now, what are you doing now?
Not exactly sure.
Like, how would you think that that guy would be alright when his hand's already cut off? What the fuck? Hello? Can I... Square? There we go. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Okay.
It's done. Let's go now.
Come on now, I don't want to hear if those fuckers don't work. It doesn't make sense.
Jesus, could you stop doing a running commentary on everything? You're driving me nuts.
Excuse me for freaking out when New York is raided by demonic monsters trying to kill everybody they can. Don't worry though, you won't hear another sound out of my mouth.
Oops.
Come on. I'm sorry I yelled. Now let's go. We haven't much time left.
Well, that's no reason to transfer your anger on me.
Okay.
Wow, this is totally amazing. Look at this place. It's all so, I don't know, so beautifully weird. Is it me or is it Sub-Zero in here?
Oops.
You could hang meat in this room. It would keep for a month. Look, there's that damn symbol again. Even here, kinda makes you wonder what it all means. I mean, shit. It does seem to
Shit.
everywhere we turn. It just has that bad 6 o'clock news feel to it.
The bad juju.
Saying?
Bad juju, man. I can't believe they had the bad juju.
God, I love old books. Love the way they smell. The way the pages feel in my hands. Reminds me of a summer vacation at my grandparents' up in Maine. Makes me wish I took the time to read more. Let's see what we got here. Motus Liber. The Emerald Tablet. The Rosarium Philosophorum.
Also, I'm
Yes,
looking
it's-
at my fucking
I've never heard
Twitter
of
at the
any of
moment.
these. Maybe it is me, but it sure is getting colder in this damn room. Now, I'll be the first to say
Yeah, I'm
it,
just gonna be
and I
looking at my
hate to
Twitter at
admit
the
it,
moment.
And there'll be no I told you so's, but he's not here.
Tell me something I don't know.
Okay, try this hat on for size. We went through all that fucking bullshit for nothing. Damn it to hell. I can't fucking believe we wasted our time on some old weird fuck's idiotic advice. What the hell were we thinking anyway? I don't know about you, but I'm not gonna stay around here forever, waiting for nothing and nobody.
Wow!
Wah!
Wow!
Eddie? Oh! You heard that, am I right? Please, dear God, tell me you heard that. Okay, then. What the hell was that? Shit!
I want you to. I want you to. I want you to. I want you to.
Did I do it already? I did, right? Yeah.
Do you smell that? I really don't like being played, and I especially hate.
At least it's faster
online
than, like,
games.
the last
In
time
other
I
words,
run
Carnby,
this.
Whatever it is you might want to do, now would be a good fucking time to do it.
Do what? What the hell do you want me to do?
Wait a second. It's one big raboose. The record says
One
I'm
big
ready to.
raboose.
And then comes the knock. Then from the perfume bottle we get him, and the cases have down written on them. Put it all together, and what do you get? Sarah, I want you to knock him down.
That's how you got. That's how I get knocked out, but I got up again. Anyhow, they get me down. This is a lot away.
Should be
I
right
don't know
on
what
the
this.
bases.
I don't
If you
remember what
really
the
saw
song.
the old man, that is.
Give me a second. I need to find the mechanism.
I have to say this about the old dude. He had a real heart-to-heart feel for riddles and booby traps. What do you know? Open sesame really does do the trick. You know, it's really a bit of a shame in a way. I was starting to...
You're starting to what? Huh? Huh? Gotta finish that sentence? You're starting to what? Huh? Yeah, that's right. Shut up. Shut up. Copium. Okay, let's hope that I can actually make do with this.
You think you can make it? That was way too close to even call it a shame. Watch yourself there. She's not dead yet.
Oh shit.
Hang in there, sir. Try to make your way to the top.
Okay, I got the weird ass glitch, which is a good thing that I got. I was like, wait a minute, I saw myself shooting up all of a sudden while just looking at Discord. Phew! Like a fucking rubber band. Did you like it when you're a rubber band yourself? Let's see, I can do this in one go. Need to be a bit lower. That work? No. Bit lower. Yes! Yes, I first tried this! Finally! Holy fuck! Finally! I fucking first tried this shit!
You still there?
Yeah,
stupid, but yeah, finally.
Getting dizzy. Are you all right?
What does it look like, Peter?
Not good. Not good. Where's the chopper?
Flew away, Peter. What the hell do you think happened?
It flew. Is it flew away or blew away?
Your friend
I
went.
don't remember. Probably have to look at the fucking subtitles
Why
again.
did I tell him to come along?
Peter, listen. We don't have time for this.
I tried looking for help, but the place is completely deserted. All I found was a stupid car. What can I do to help you, sir?
Well, we could stop talking for a start. How far is the Belvedere?
In a way, we got lucky. It's not that far away.
Then just go. I'll manage to get back up somehow. Try figuring out what it is we've got to find. You think you can handle that?
Yes, sir. You'll see I won't disappoint you. I'll head straight over there and work on the riddle. Then I'll wait for you there.
Peter, just do it. Now.
Gotcha. Good luck to you.
Alright. So I'm probably gonna save a little bit of time, but afterwards I need to actually get... So after this part, after the whole train part, I really need to get like one of the big skips. If I can't get the big skip, then whatever. But it's one of those skips that I really do need to get in order for me to actually save a lot more time though. Oh fuck. Cool. Getting the fuck out of there. See ya. Alright, hopefully this guy doesn't block me. Oh, he blocks me. Like always. Get out! Dude, get out! What the fuck are you doing? Get out! What are you doing? Can I get... Hello? Sir? 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 Thank you! Holy fuck! Sir? How big is your body? Body so fucking big that you block the fuck out of me? Hello? So fucking weird, but sure. Oh my god, Carnby. I know you're hurt. That's because the fucking guy was caught blocking like this whole time. I can't believe a guy has a caught block this whole time. You know? Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun? Don't fat shame him, man. He's not fat. I'm not fat shaming him. He's just too muscular. He's just too muscular, honestly. When you have some guy who's like so fucking muscular that blocks the way, and yeah. Why not just don't get muscles for it? What kind of tooth flute was that? Holy shit. It's just I was like, what the fuck? Is that a tooth flute? Oh god, I almost didn't make that shit. It looked like I almost didn't make it at all. I was like, oh? I made it? Damn. Yeah, as long as I don't die right now, I would say. Because legitimately, if I die, then I'm kind of fucked. Is he climbing that slow, or is it just me? I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like he's just climbing that slow right now. I don't know why. Maybe he's slow. I don't know.
Watch where you step, though. There are strange puddles of black water that formed right after the rain. They look as if they're alive.
What?
Cross them early. They're as
What
dangerous
the
as
fuck?
all the other ships.
Hello? There you go. Jesus Christ. It's like, how the fuck can I not aim? Climb up.
Way to go, sir. I'm sorry for what happened over there. I wasn't running away. I was trying to find some help. Why did I drag Alan into this? Cost my best friend his life.
Fuck, man. My friend died all because of me. Can't believe this. I brought him into the pain and suffering of, like, doing this kind of shit.
So that's where it is. The blockhouse. I should have figured it out. It makes perfect sense. Blockhouse number 1 is the oldest construction in the park. At first, it
Why
was
am I losing time even? I guess I'm losing time in, like, the fucking health that I have, to be fair though. I don't even know.
Damn, him again.
I feel like the health that I have at the moment is just losing me health. Losing me time.
If they lay
Health
their
and
hands
time.
on us, we're as good as dead. They've come for the stone, Mr. Carnby. They want it back.
Now this is just perfect. More fun has stepped our way.
There's an army of freaks with guns down there, and they're all aimed at us.
Tell me something I don't know.
Well, what do we do now? How do we get out of here? We're trapped.
We need a plan, and we need one soon. I need a minute to think things out.
What the fuck was that? That was a close call. Make your way around it.
You hear that? They're coming our way, sir. We need to bail out, quick.
If I die here, it's good for my health. That's all I'm gonna say. If I die here, it's good for my health, but like...
There! The car! They're running away! Quick!
Keep your eyes on the road, sir. They're gonna get us.
Oh god, it speeds up like weirdly as well. Oi. Oi, 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 oi. Jesus Christ. Oh god. What a hit. Oh god! Jesus Christ, I forgot about this part. I almost went towards the straight area. I was like, no, do not go straight right now. Because if I go straight, it's gonna be very bad. And also it's a dead end, so... This is the straight part that I need to go. Ah, there we go. Okay, go, 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 go. God, the lag in this part of the game, it's so, like, it's so noticeable when you're, like, running this game and it's, like, super fucking laggy, you know? Go. Ah, crap. I didn't get it. Didn't get it at all, so...
God bless. Just the thought of these scumbags.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to the bathroom real quick and then, you know, this little final part of it, I guess.
Tell me more about the stone. You flatter me, Mr. Carnby. Who would ever think I'd be the one actually teaching you a thing or two about anything?
Don't push it.
Sorry, sir. There are countless stories and legends that surround the Philosopher's Stone. People believe it can turn lead into gold, give eternal life, and other countless benefits.
But
There's more to it. If it is indeed a powerful object, it can also be a very dangerous one. Possibly a hellish artifact. I read once that it could be a gem which fell off Satan's own crown. And you stole it from him.
them? The gun-crazy lunatics?
Yeah, them.
Well, who are they?
I know them as Neo-Alchemists. It is said
Hey,
they're men
Joko.
who've infiltrated governments
Привет.
or financial groups that go back
Привет,
centuries.
Joko. Hope you're doing well.
70 years ago, you nearly beheaded their cult leader when you stole a stone in China.
Huh. Did I?
Yes. According to what Mr. Paddington told me, decades ago, you were one of Europe's most renowned occult investigators. Mr. Paddington...
The old guy that blew his brains all over my face?
Exactly. Both you and
Exactly.
Mr. Paddington traveled all
Hope
around
you're doing
Europe
well.
for years in search of paranormal cases to study and eventually solve. He was only a teenager back then, when you chose to adopt him. Anyways, during those years of roaming, you found a book.
The Book of Faust?
Yes! Your memory's back.
Nope. Sarah sent me bits of it.
Sarah?
Forget about it. Go on with your story.
Speedrun again? Yeah, I just wanted to try to see whether I could actually get a better time.
What?
And
From what
it's
I
close to
know,
a better
there's
time.
difference between using the stone and wearing it. Using it may give you material wealth, whereas wearing it will give you powers no one has ever dreamed of. But it comes with a price.
Whoever wears it will be possessed and ultimately see his soul consumed by the devil.
Unless one knows how to defeat the stone and control it. Faust was famous for being the only man who achieved this exploit, and he revealed this secret in his book. This is
But
why
also
you
we are
have
waiting
lived
it
so
out
many
at the
years,
moment,
why
so...
you haven't grown old. Why nobody knew what became of you. Years ago, you decided to challenge the stone, preparing for tonight, for the path of light.
Peter, I'm lost.
I know that feeling.
Well, I'm lost to not know what the fuck is going on, but sure. No! Okay, do not bump into anything else right now. Or, wait, this way, sorry. So I had to go into like this smallish path. And just jump. Ah, fuck. Okay. This is gonna be a long ass conversation right now as well.
Semester's worth of classes.
Peter, please, just get to the point. What does it say?
It translates to extend the path of light. You think this is some kind of weird sense of humor? I mean, you being the light carrier and all. Like some sort of medieval occult joke?
Medieval joke?
Okay. Earlier you go to bed, better you feel in the morning. I would say, I guess. Because right now it's like 2 AM in the morning, I guess. But then again, I got a lot of sleep, like, today. Yeah, have a good one, Joko. Sleepy Baka. Well, we'll see if I finish this game, honestly.
What is that? What's going on?
I am indeed alone in the dark, though.
How far down do you think it goes? Okay. Woo. Very, very, very far. There is no way I'm going down there.
You and me both, partner.
You know what I'm thinking? And tell me if this isn't a great idea. I'll stay here and wait while you go down, just in case somebody comes snooping around. That way, I'll have a chance to warn you. What do you think? Solid plan, no?
Glad to hear from you and see you. You're very cute, yeah.
And it's not like the park is unsafe or filled with
Oh,
creatures
thank you.
looking to kill for no reason.
Still, I'm not going down there. I'm not cut out for that type of thing. Trust me. I know what I'm doing. I'll be fine here.
Okay,
Don't do anything stupid while I'm gone. Stay put and well hidden. We don't want those guys or anything else to catch you. Call me.
I will come behind him and spook. What?
Sure thing.
Fuck. What does that mean?
So, what do you think it is that I'm gonna face down there?
Another step on the path of light.
You mind being a little more precise, Peter?
Another step of the path of light. Yes, of course.
It revealed the existence of this so-called path of light.
Go on.
Well, I'm not a specialist, but the first alchemists built something here. Some sort of underground device. I'm not exactly sure what. In any case, something extremely powerful. The path of light is what should lead us there. This is why you sent Mr. Paddington to study here in the first place.
And?
You really don't have time for this right now. You really should go.
You're right.
Okay. Well, at least this time it's actually a bit better than the previous time, I would say.
Hello.
Pete, it's...
You found it? You got the key?
No.
Then again, my health is gonna be really fucked up. And it's probably much of an issue afterwards. Which I don't think I have any health. Do I? Probably have health. I probably do have health though. I'm not too sure. I'm not gonna risk it for now. But I'm probably gonna risk it like later. Maybe right here or something.
There's something wrong. I think they followed us.
Listen, Peter, stay calm.
Coming this way. I gotta move. Can't stay here.
Don't panic. Just try to...
Hey, you! Get back here! I found them!
Holy fuck.
Are you serious? I stay here? Bruh. Bruh. That's some healing for you. You just don't move. You just don't move. I can't believe this, man, but sure. It is what it is. It is what it is. What? Ooh. Can I go down from here? Oh, I can. Okay. Oh, that's fast enough, I would say. I still don't even know how much I'm bleeding, though. So I know I'm bleeding for a bit. Okay. Okay, please let me just get this rope. I would say. Just want to get this rope. Thank God. Okay. I'm at the good angle, I guess, I would say. Just need some momentum to actually go towards this site. There we go. I hope I did it right, though. I hope. Cool. If I didn't do it right, then it's kind of fucked, I would say. I still don't know how the fuck those work in terms of like damage and all. Okay, I shouldn't be jumping around here. Shouldn't be horsing around right here. They work like you work this dick. No way. No way you're gonna say that. That's rude. That's rude. That's rude to even say that. That's rude. Alright. I'm slightly sorry. Don't be. This way. Did they? Uh-huh. Oh, fuck me. Hold on. No! I shifted my body! I shifted my body just to be like, in the right position because I accidentally moved my, so this part of the game is like really weird. So the way on how I actually look in this area is that like I use my thumb, like, it's how like a fucking Dark Souls player would actually play on this part. I mean on like any kind of games, I guess. I mean, if you were to play Dark Souls, this is how like weird the grip is, I would say. But whatever. At least one death would be alright, I guess. Just need to pull out my flashlight right now. By the way, sub 135, I think, hopefully. Alright, GG guys. Sub 135. That's so weird.
Welcome. My name is Hermes.
I thought it was gonna be like sub 140, not sub 135. Holy fuck. By the way, that's world record as well. So I lowered that fucker's... No, not fucker, sorry. I didn't mean to call you a fucker. I lowered that guy's down, lowered the guy's time down from 142 to 134. How boring the end of the game. You break open a wall, walk through it. Yeah, so in this like version of the game, you get the Lightbringer, you escort him, and then no, I mean like you escort him through the cutscene. In the cutscene, you escort him, and then you die? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? But in the Xbox version, you actually escort him with a car. This one is just a fucking light bridge. So weird. I don't know how the fuck it made a light bridge. It's like, yep, I'm just gonna fucking walk through here. Look, he's walking a fucking light bridge. Look at that. It's a fucking light bridge. It's not even a fucking car. You don't bring it with a car.